Good choice. How you all going? It's John, that Aussie metal here with Crannk and with thatmetalstation.com. And today I'm having a chat with Nick Moriarty, vocalist for Nicolas Cage Fighter, who has to also be one of the hands down best metal names out there, dude.
Yeah, man, we love it. We always get a good reception every time we hear the name. Best name band in Australia. We hear all the time. We love it.
Yeah, man. Well, there's two. Like I heard another one, Thrash Bandicoot, and yours, man, for sure. The two of the best names in Australia, I reckon, man, definitely.
That's mad. That's real good. I love that. Yeah, Thrash Bandicoot's sick.
Yeah, so you just kind of brief story. I'll run through it if you want to. So you kind of go through it, or you can go through. You kind of formed in Ballarat in 2011. You released your debut EP, and then kind of around 2014, you kind of all went off and done kind of other things as well, different projects. And is that the case?
Yeah, exactly right. So that was actually prior to me being in the band. I was with their old vocalist way back in the day. But they'd been around for a handful of years and actually had a pretty decent amount of success as well. And just known the guys like through the Ballarat music scene and like mates of mates and whatnot. And had the opportunity to jump on board and get back into it. So figured, why not? May as well, eh?
Yeah, man. So how did you get involved then?
So Justin, the fellow who plays guitar, I'd known him. He actually works at like a piercing and like jewelry store that I'd gone to a handful of times, and we'd known each other from gigs and just Facebook and whatnot. And he swung me a message one day asking if I wanted to fill on vocals to do like a reunion show that was going on, like a pretty popular venue in Ballarat that called Corova Lounge. It actually had one of its last metal shows ever there because shutting the doors. So Justin asked if I wanted to jump on and whatnot, and
you're all right, definitely. Yeah, the Corova Lounge, and I have heard of that. I know a few bands from Ballarat, and I actually know Matt. I actually met Matt, I think it was last year, maybe before everything hit coronavirus. He come over with Bunyip. He was playing with Bunyip at the time. And I'd met Sam Gasto from Bunyip and interviewed him, done a written interview. Then they come over and I went and snapped their gig as well, dude. And met Matt. Matt's the drummer of Nicolas Cage Fighter for the people who are listening and wondering what I'm on about. But Matt Davenport, really cool guy as well, and a beast on the drums.
Oh, man, he's just a walking drum machine with legs. He's unreal, dude. Yeah, so, killer guy, real friendly.
So what was that? That must have been really cool too, coming on at this kind of reunion show, and then the guys are kind of, look, we're going to get serious this time. We're going to give it a real push. Is that kind of the sense of what was going on when you went in and started songwriting for this?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, because at first it was literally going to be just for that show, but then Justin's just a riff lord. He just cranks out riffs like nothing else, nobody's business. And yeah, man, like we all just we get along really well as a group, and we're really enjoying actually getting to play music again properly. So yeah, it's like as soon as it was on the table, do we want to actually do something with it? We just started writing straight away. So when we started writing up the first split that we put out at the start of last year. And just literally not even halfway through writing that and getting that recorded, Justin had already written like another 2 or 3 songs worth. So just figured, hey, let's take it as far as we can and take it properly seriously.
Yeah. And the singles you're talking about was The Hell in Me, isn't it? And The Fistful of Snakes.
Yeah.
Come out.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, they were really dope, man. Really cool. Kind of give you a vibe of what was to come, eh?
Yeah. That's exactly what it was meant to be. Cheers. Glad you dig them as well. It was meant to just be like, just a little teaser and a rough idea for people like that we're actually back and alive, and that's what we're aiming for. And just a little stepping stone to the next release, which is due out pretty soon. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and did you record those tracks the same time as you recorded this EP, the Cast You Out EP, or was this kind of recorded before? Yeah,
a bit earlier. Decent whack earlier as well, probably like a good 7 or 8 months beforehand, because we just wanted to spend a decent amount of time writing the songs that we had and make sure they were really polished and sort of exactly the style that we wanted to. And I'm definitely a little bit of a slower worker than they are. Like I said, Justin and Davo, man, they just smash songs out like it's nothing. Like they've already got, I won't say too much, but they've already got a huge amount of music already written up, and I've got like 2 or 3 songs worth of lyrics. It's unreal. So definitely took a little bit longer on my part. Still got to get used to that. But I mean, like we were writing pretty much by the time we'd finished recording those first 2 songs.
Yeah. So talking about the songwriting and you writing the songs and that, can you tell me a little bit about the themes that kind of helped influence, in particular, this latest EP coming out for you and your
Yes.
process?
So like from an instrumentals point of view, I think the guys just draw from their
Yeah.
influences mostly. I know that Justo's big into like Gatecreeper and really want to get like a little bit of a Sepultura kind of vibe going. Yeah, huge. Um, and yeah, exactly right. Loving the banners back there as well. By the way, I haven't really got any banners out here at the moment.
The tin fence,
Um,
nothing better.
yeah, man, it's all you need. A little bit of rust. That's perfect backdrop, and Siggy Tin as well. Can't forget that.
And nothing more heavy
Um,
metal.
yeah, exactly right, man. Um, So we had a general gist of the kind of style and like themes that we wanted to go for. We just wanted to do, like lyrically, we wanted the themes of like emotional turmoil and like mental health issues and whatnot. But we wanted to deliver it in a sort of like this really energetic and uplifting kind of way with like just some cool hardcore metally vibes, and just cross over as many different influences as we could, try as many different things as possible.
Yeah, it's funny those hardcore vibes you're talking, because it does. It has those real kick-ass metalcore vibes, but real good hardcore vibes to it as well. As I was listening to it, I'm like, dude, it's got to be metalcore hardcore. And then I read the bio and I'm like, cool, that's good what they had in there anyway. So I'm on the ball there. But for me, as you get that positivity thing on there, that's one thing that hardcore is really good for. And for metalcore too, man. You hear these big, aggressive, screaming dudes or girls out there, and then a lot of these lyrics are real positive and uplifting as well. It's just, and they hit some really good points, like as you were saying, this album hitting talking about mental health and awareness as well, and bands like yourself do bring that up a lot in the metal community. I noticed being on this end and talking to bands like yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like at least from a lyrical point of view, maybe not necessarily in like the style of like writing or delivery, but I'm a huge fan of the Ghost Inside. Like all the struggles that Jonathan, I think that's his name, like the shit that he's gone through in his life, and like how he's gone down like drugs and like the wrong path. That's sort of themes that I really resonated with. So I felt that I could, it felt appropriate to deliver something of that same kind of line of thinking.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Overcoming struggles and being a better person. Like I was saying something on my show yesterday about I don't do New Year's resolutions. I just want to get up each day and be a better person than I was yesterday, because I was the same. Right. I overcame addiction problems when I was younger. By the time I was 20, I'd overcame full-time addiction. I battled with depression every day as well, and I've got some problems, family problems going on with a real sick niece at the moment. But instead of hopping on, I try and turn that stuff into positivity as well and keep working instead of using those things as I can't do this. And that's what I like about the metalcore and the hardcore vibes, when bands like yourself do talk about, the thought process sometimes bringing up, the Black Jackal was a little bit of the depression side, and talking about that awareness. I think it's really cool and important for bands to talk about those issues as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, because I know that so many people who do like live with and deal with those kinds of issues are into heavy music. So I think that if you can use that as a means to deliver like not only your personal experiences and know that there's other people who are going through the same shit as you, but that there is like light at the end of the tunnel, and that you can use the shit experiences and the crap that you go through in life as a means to to better yourself and to find a reason to like get up and keep pushing. I reckon that's really important.
Yeah, I think it's Liam Frost Camilleri. Sorry if I'm wrong, but he's doing a really good podcast about metal and mental health. If everyone wants to look for that, I'll put that in the link in this article too. It is interesting, man. Really cool, dude. Another guy's promoting it, man. So what was the recording and production process like for the Cast You Out EP, man?
So our good mate Kai, he's got this pretty awesome little studio set up in his place, Kai Blomley Audio. So like we just went to him and we did like a little bit of pre-production and recording, nothing too crazy on the pre-pro side of things, admittedly. But yeah, the guys just went there, banged out some riffs, and then I went in, would do vocals, and Tom came in and did bass and whatnot. And we just sort of polished everything. Like we didn't really tackle this I guess in a really structured kind of way. We just sort of went in bit by bit, put down the ideas that we had, chopped and changed things around a little bit. We definitely altered some of the like song structures and the way they were written a couple of times. But yeah, we just ticked away at it bit by bit. And then once we were happy with everything, we sent it off to Roman, from Redshaw, got him to work his wizardry on it, and fuck, now they're where they are.
Yeah, and D's Nuts as well. He done a bit of work with D's Nuts as well. Another great Aussie hardcore band.
Yeah, man. Yeah, can't go past him.
Yeah, man. And what's it like down in Ballarat? He's got a pretty cool scene down there. He's probably all hanging and itching to get back into playing some shows.
100%, man. Yeah, like the Ballarat music scene's weird. It sort of comes and goes a little bit. Like it'll be like crazy bustling, and any old show can have anywhere from like 50 to 100 people on like Tuesday or Wednesday. Obviously COVID sort of kicked that in the teeth a little bit, and having Corova shut down has made it a little bit harder because Corova was like a one-of-a-kind venue. Like there are a couple of other places like the Eastern Station and what Corova has turned into, but for the most part, hardcore and heavy shows have definitely rolled off a little bit. But our good mates in Anticline, if you haven't heard of them, you've got to check out Anticline as well, man. They're fucking amazing. They're playing their EP release show on like the 26th or 25th, 19th of February, something like that. At some point in February, they're playing their EP release show, and that's gonna go off. They got Outsider and Candor, Outsider from Adelaide and Candor, another band that sort of like recently reformed, reshuffled their lineup. That's going to go off, man. I know that there's a lot of people who are waiting for that show. So yeah, scene should hopefully be coming back up heavy very soon.
Yeah, Outsider's a good band too from Adelaide. I've seen them as well. Really cool band.
Yeah, just good mosh music. That's all you need.
Yeah, and another band from Ballarat I've got to shout out to, the Good Time Aussie Vocalist, man. Really cool dudes. Nick's been a big supporter of what we've got going on with Crannk and that as well. So he's got some good music in that area, man. I've listened to quite a few good bands from Ballarat, and I try and support down like all over Australia, but I do find there's a lot of great music coming out of from that regional Victoria area as well.
There's something in the water down here, man. There definitely is. There's actually this one band, and I think everybody in there sort of just got to get on with their life. I don't think they're really in a space to be doing music, unfortunately, with like kids and work and family and whatnot. But Feast, man, if you ever see Feast on a lineup, you got to see them. You got to listen to them. I don't even know if they've got any music recorded because they've shuffled their lineup and they've gone through different iterations of the band so many times. But man, they could be fucking touring the world, man. They are that good. It's something in the water down here, dude.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. People need to get along and go to any lineups that are on at the moment. Like I can't see any internationals coming in 2021, which but it's kind of good because then it gives the Australian scene time to get healthy again. Because 2020 was a huge bloody hit, man, and people have got to get along and support bands. Like I pushed this 2020, like just because we couldn't get the gigs didn't mean you couldn't support bands, man. Like, I was buying tons of merch, even got record player, dude, just so I could start buying vinyl because I couldn't do gigs and shit like that. So, it's important for people to get along and support. But where's the best place people can get along and support you with this Cast You Out EP and like buying merch and things like that as well? Because,
Well, so far, man, we actually don't really have that much merch up. We've got a fair bit that's like prepared for when the new EP does release. And we've actually got it in the works. One of our mates locally, I cannot remember his name because it's more Justo's mate than mine. It's getting prepared for that. But most of our support is mostly just through Spotify and YouTube at this point. We haven't obviously we're active on social media and whatnot, but we don't really have a huge presence or a tremendously large amount of like interactivity. Obviously, we've got a handful of people that are pretty loyal and pretty responsive on there. Bandcamp's rolled off a little bit. We do still have like the old split on there, and I'm pretty sure we've got the singles up on there as well. But it's mostly shifted to Spotify at the moment, but I reckon we'll probably see a resurgence on Bandcamp come back up, like once we start doing like merch bundles and extra merch up there.
Yeah, because someone like me, like I'm a big. I was harping on this over the weekend too, and people are going to be like, "Here, Jai goes on his Spotify rant again." It's great to sit there and listen to Spotify, but for someone like me, I like to buy music, and Bandcamp's good because you can still get the digital and listen to it on your phone or wherever the fuck you're going, but you've supported the band and put some money into it. And I'm big about that. You know, if I like something, look, I've listened to Spotify, I go, fuck, I like that shit, and go, and I'll go buy it. And that's what I'm all about, you know?
Yeah, 100%, man. I know exactly what you mean. Actually, yeah, perfect example of that. Band from over in Belarus, Extermination Dismemberment. I love them, and yeah, came across their Bandcamp a ways back and had like a couple of like last little windbreakers that were left over. As soon as I saw that, I jumped on it. So yeah, we definitely do need to get some merch or even some physical releases or something up on there, because I definitely understand what you mean. It's a lot more. Feel like you're actually contributing to the scene a lot more if you can actually, you know, sort of get in touch directly with the band. You can pick something up straight from them and really give them a bit of a kickback. Like Spotify and YouTube and the whole digital age of streaming, it's great for exposure and being able to get your music out there. But as a means of income, it's not exactly that practical for a lot of smaller bands, for sure.
Oh no, it's like, and even the bigger bands are talking about it. You're just basically giving away a music, your something you've worked on for how long, and going, there you go, this is, you know. And I know artists are going to do it anyway, but me on the media, I'm allowed to harp on it a bit, you know, so I can go on a bit for the artists, which is cool, you know. It's a little bit further than liking and subscribing on Spotify. So you'll listen to this, you like Nicolas Cage Fighter, go out and fucking buy this when it drops, go track down some merch. The boys are going to rip some merch. Artwork, who done the artwork for it as well? Got a shout out to the artist, if you remember.
It was a fellow that we hit up on Instagram as well. Another guy that Justin got in touch with. Justin's great on social media and getting in touch with everybody. Brilliant. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
That's right. Before, just send me after it and I'll put it in the web scene as well.
I'll get in touch with him and I'll make sure I can get a contact so you can add it on. It was actually great as well. We just gave him some general ideas of what we wanted and he came up with it straight away. Actually, same boat for that kind of work as well. Jackson Webster from down in Melbourne, he's done the video clips for us. The ones that got all like compiled stock footage and like the broken TVs and whatnot. He's a pleasure to work with too, man. We just got in touch with him and said, hey, this is the sort of style and gist of what we want, and he came up with some killer work. So
and that would have been good, because you weren't able to do an actual fucking film clip in Victoria. You went locked down for a lot of
at the time we couldn't. At the time, so we might have something cheeky in that regards coming up. Won't say too much, but keep an eye out.
Yeah, cool. Watch your space. Okay, man. Look, I could keep chatting, man, but for the sake of the radio, we're going to wind it out. I'm going to get you to pick 3 tracks and just kind of talk about them, why you've kind of picked those 3 tracks, because when I play this, the EP will have dropped on the 5th of February. I'm going to play this on that day that it drops as like a release thing as well. So can you pick 3 tracks off that for us, man? Just kind of walk us through them, and after you do that, just last word shout outs and any thank yous you want to add in there.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I'm probably actually going to chat about, I reckon, about Cast You Out, because it's basically the continuation from Black Jackal. Like, obviously, Black Jackal was about, like, you know, the dealing with mental health problems and the manifestations of that in your life. But with Cast You Out, that was meant to be, like, the critical turning point in, like, my story or my character's story, and the part that everybody can sort of resonate with. That's the, fuck this, I'm sick of dealing with all this shit, and I'm going to get over this crap. From there, Devil's Head as well. Not only because that's a fucking sick track, I actually love that. It's grown on me so much, but that's like the spiraling down point. Like, you know, I'm past this shit, but I'm still dealing with it every single day, and it's just angry and, you know, dealing with all that repetitive crap. But then Exiler as well, the closing track, that I reckon is going to melt some faces off. That's the point where it's like, you realize, yeah, I might be dealing with all this shit, but so is everybody else in this world. But what makes you so different from me, and what makes you believe that you can sit yourself so high up on a high horse, you know? It's the one point of the EP where it's got more of an outward view than an inwards view, and I think that's probably going to really catch people off guard, both lyrically and sonically. It's a fucking heavy track, man. So yeah, just definitely spin Exiler, man, because that, I reckon that's going to get a good reception for sure. In terms of shout outs, man, I just want to thank literally everybody we've worked with. Kai, working with Roman, Jackson Webster as well, been an absolute pleasure with him. All the guys on Instagram who we've hit up for designs whose names I can't remember because I am an idiot. Been great. We definitely wouldn't have as clean of a product without those guys. Shout out to Anticline as well. I just love those guys. I just want to see them succeed. So I want them to get exposed. So shout out to them. And then, yeah, shout out to everybody who's going to come along to the show, see us play live, buy some merch. And anybody who's listened to us or supported us or, spread our music around to any of their mates, we're incredibly appreciative for it. And yeah, we just can't wait to show you what we got in store for next after the EP, because God, this sounds cliche and I hate saying it, but we actually do have some pretty big news lined up pretty soon. And yeah, we're really keen to show everybody what we got planned. It's going to be a good time. And yeah, I just want to say thanks for having us on, man. It's been mad.
Absolute pleasure, Nick. And I do know Matt. I know the guys. They're going to be flat out working. I know what they would have been doing 2020 under lockdown, beast mode, dude. So we watch 100%. This space. Everyone grab Nicolas Cage Fighter's Cast You Out EP. Put it in your stereo. Turn it up really loud because the neighbours are going to want to mosh out to this one as well. Nick, absolute legend. Cheers, mate.
The neighbours are going to be loving it, man. That's for sure.
They definitely will be loving it, bro. Cheers, mate. You have an awesome day.
Thank you, mate. You too. It's a pleasure. We'll do it again sometime.
Hell yeah, dude.